Calle Laurel is probably one of the best places in Spain to get pinchos or tapas. It's here in Logroño, right in the center. It has about over 150 bars in a small area and just a couple streets. Follow me along to see which pinchos are the best to get so you can have them when you come to Logroño. First bar up here is Bar Soriano. It's famous for its mushrooms, their champis. So this is the famous champi here. We got 3 mushrooms stacked up with a tiny little shrimp on top. It's one of the best ones to get when you come to Calle Laurel. Trick is it's gonna be really hot with all the oil. Just to flip it on its side and let the oil drain out into the bread. Then once it's cooled down a bit, you can eat it. And of course, along with it, we got some Rioja wine. Super good for all of this. It was only like $3. So one of the cheapest, but also one of the best pinchos you're gonna find on Laurel. Here we go, time to eat. Be careful not to drip it on your clothes because you're gonna get oil stains. I've definitely ruined a few shirts when I used to live here this way. So here we go. Still pretty hot, but super good. Mushrooms are nice, fresh. Get a lot of garlic and a lot of olive oil in there. They're just really delicious, especially if you like mushrooms. Obviously, if that's not your thing, you're probably not gonna like it because that's basically what it is. It's olive oil, garlic, or whatever special mixture of oil and sauce they put on there, oil and garlic, and then the mushrooms. Absolutely delicious. And then finally, to finish it all up, if you want, you can eat the bread that's soaked in all that oil that dripped out of the champis. It's something I always do just because it's delicious. So again, if you're coming to Calle Laurel and you can only get one pincho, I'm gonna recommend getting the champis, but let's head to the next place to see what to get when you're on Calle Laurel, because there are so many options here. All right, I am on to pincho number 2, which is torropito. It's a sandwich with jamon, bacon, and a little bit of aioli mayonnaise sauce. So let's try it out. Well, not let's try it out, I know how it is. So here we go. All right, so this one here is the torropito. So you can see we got ham, bacon, aioli on here. Lots of aioli. That's super good. It was only $3.90 for the wine and the torropito. It's definitely something I recommend getting. It's something a little bit bigger, but still not too expensive. And I even went for the little bit more expensive wine, which is the crianza. Kind of a pro tip, you're gonna get wine del año, which is just wine of the year. It's the cheapest if you just ask for a vino tinto, but if you ask for crianza, it's gonna be a lot better and not that much more expensive. So when you're in Logroño or in La Rioja, make sure to ask for a crianza. You can even do that if you're in Madrid or any other places in Spain, but definitely here, you're gonna wanna order the crianza. So before I head to the last 2 places of this pincho crawl on Calle Laurel here in Logroño, make sure to check out my other videos if you like videos like this of local experiences as well as exploring Spain and living abroad as an American. Like and subscribe, make sure to leave your comments with perhaps your favorite pinchos or other great pinchos tapas streets here in Spain so I can check them out when traveling. It's nice to know some insider local tips whenever you go places. That's why we have this channel. So again, like, subscribe, that really helps us out so we can keep making videos, and keep watching until the end so you can find out 2 other amazing places here on Calle Laurel in Logroño, so you can go there when you visit. I am off to my next stop, which is Blanco y Negro for La de la Frambuesa. So this pincho here at Blanco y Negro is called La de la Frambuesa. It's a piece of toasted bread with goat cheese, raspberry jam, as well as ham on it. It's really good. The flavors go really well together. And of course I got the crianza with it, so let's see how this is. This one, I just absolutely love the combination of flavors on. It's so delicious. It's a little interesting mix with the cheese, the ham, as well as the raspberry jam on it. But It's so good. It's not actually like their main one, but it's kind of their second main one, but highly recommend this when you're here. It's a little more expensive. For these two, it was $4.70. It's a little more expensive, but it's just so good with the combination of flavors on it. I have to get this one every single time I'm in Logroño. Just amazing. Now, because Logroño's Calle Laurel has so many options, I was only able to pick my favorites on this pinchos crawl. However, there are other ones I like. One of the famous ones is Bar Jubera for patatas bravas. However, my favorite place for bravas is actually La Taberna de Laurel. They're super good, and they can actually be a little bit spicy, which is hard to find in Spain. Another one of my favorite places is Juan y Pinchame for their skewer of shrimp and pineapple, or gambas y piña. So I'm here on an afternoon in the summer in Calle Laurel, and that's why it's not super busy. It's super hot. It's honestly about 105, 107 degrees today. So not a lot of people are out, but if you come at night, it is packed. There are gonna be a ton of people. I decided to come in the afternoon, just felt like having a bunch of wine, having some pinchos, but if you come at night, that's when it really gets packed. There's so many options. You'll definitely be able to find a place, but everything's packed. It's great. If you see a bunch of napkins on the floor, it's something traditional. That means a lot of people have been eating there. It's just a wonderful place to visit, and there's so many options. You can also go over to Calle San Juan and have so many other options there. So Calle San Juan is another tapas street. It's really close to Calle Laurel, just a couple blocks away, and they have some awesome options. I didn't hit it up today, but it's another place you can check out when you're here. They have a lot of the same options, just different bars with a lot of the same offerings, but I'm walking there now so you can see what it's like. And if you get a little bit lost, like I said, it's only a couple blocks away. You can always ask someone for Calle San Juan. Otherwise, there are markings on the street that show you how to get there. All right, so here we are at Calle San Juan. Right down that little street there, you actually have one of the best places for pincho de tortilla or tortilla española that I've ever had in Spain. But let's continue on Calle San Juan. So one of my favorite things about Logroño with Calle San Juan as well as Calle de Laurel is that everybody really comes to the center. So you're gonna see a lot of people. Obviously, if you're just visiting, you're not gonna know a lot of people, but it's really gonna have that community center. Everyone kind of comes to the same area, whereas in other bigger cities such as Madrid, Granada, those sort of things, they will go to a bunch of different neighborhoods, a bunch of different bars. But here in Logroño, everyone comes to the same center, eats at the same places, so you really run into a lot of people and you see a lot of those just natural conversations happen in the community, which is one of the reasons I truly love this city. Again, lived here for 2 years, so I have a bit of a connection to it instead of just coming as a visitor, but it's one of the reasons I truly love it. It's not the most beautiful city, it doesn't have the most to see, but it is one of the reasons I truly love this city and love this community, and I feel at home here. So now we're right back by the cathedral in Portales, and let's get back to Calle Laurel. So next up on this pincho crawl of Calle Laurel in Logroño is Bar Donosti. All right, so I'm here on my fourth and final stop on Calle Laurel. I'm at Bar Donosti, and I got the solo mio con roquefort, which is sirloin with roquefort cheese. This one's super good, especially if you like meat, if you like sirloin steak. It's something you gotta get, so let's try it out here. I'm just gonna go for a bite of it. It's on bread, like I said, with that roquefort cheese underneath. So we got it right here. Just the mixture of the cheese with the steak, it's absolutely delicious. If you really like steak, it's something you gotta try. It's something, it's not my favorite food, steak, but this, with the pairing of it together, it's so good. So if that's something you like, you definitely have to come here to Bar Donosti. And as well, I got the crianza too, so salud. So good, so smooth, just rich, great flavors. So I just finished up at Bar Donosti, and that solomillo was so good with that Roquefort cheese, and I'm not even someone who really likes steak that much, but that was really good. So I have a little surprise. I'm actually gonna head to the last place here. I'm gonna do a 5th stop because I could have a little bit more wine and one more pincho, because why not? I'm here in Logroño on Calle Laurel. And I just wanna say one more time, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. That really helps us out so we can keep making videos about all these local experiences so you can try them when you travel, or if you're interested in what it's like living abroad as American, you can see that as well. So let's head to the last place.
All right, this 5th and final stop is Bar Lorenzo, and they're famous for their Tío August.
All right, so this is the 5th and final stop of my Calle Laurel pincho crawl here, and I got the Tío August at Bar Lorenzo. You can see here it is fried pork and then with kind of a chimichurri sauce here. So let's see how it is. It's grilled to perfection, which you can see him doing right behind the bar, and that chimichurri sauce on top just makes it perfect. It's not exactly chimichurri, it's probably their own special sauce, but that's what it tastes like, something similar to that. It's really good. And then again, we got the crianza, so aged in barrels a little bit more in the bodegas here, and that is absolutely delicious. So I'm gonna finish up here. Make sure to check out our other videos while you're here. Logroño is one of the places in Spain that's very local. Not many tourists come here, and it's an awesome place to visit. You only need a couple days here. Obviously, you can spend a lot more time. I was here for 2 years. In the meantime, make sure to check out our other videos, and we'll see you over there. Bye.